This is a video for Roger, Lauren and Beck. Well guys, we finally got Donald to his first show of the year. We took him down to Virginia, which is about 3 hours south of our farm. And we tackled the open prelim at Morven Park Horse Trials, and it was a good competition. It was all on one day, so we woke up very early in the morning, drove a couple of hours south, dressage at about 8:30 this morning, show jumping at about 10:30, and cross country at about 11:30. So it was a fast and frantic day, but I thought it would be good to put Donald in an open prelim for the first start of the year. I knew he'd be a little bit fresh and feisty, and I wasn't wrong. It was bloody cold and windy at Morven Park, and the warm-up Donald was definitely up on his toes and very fired up for the competition. Luckily for us, after a good warm-up, we knocked the wind out of him, and he went in there and put in a nice test. I think he scored a 31 in the dressage. I wasn't too worried about the result this weekend. It was more just getting Donald off the farm. In a weird kind of way, I wanted to make the competition a little bit easy for him. I feel like Donald being Donald, the first event of the year, I knew he'd be a bit of a wild man, and I thought if we make the level that he's competing slightly easier, if he is a bit silly or whatnot, I could sort of kick on and push him through it, and knowing that the jumps aren't very big and whatnot. And he was actually pretty impressive. He was definitely fresh and excited, but in all three phases he was a good boy. He was, I got to be on my guard when I'm riding him, just because his mind wanders pretty easy. But he was a good boy. He got a 31 in the dressage. He show jumped fantastic. He got a clear round in the show jumping, and then my plan was just to coast around the cross country, and I couldn't believe my eyes when he got the time. He's deceiving. He's got a big gallop track, a big gallop stride, and on top of that, he's very educated. Their preliminary levels super easy for Donald, so I didn't have to balance him up for too many of the jumps, and he felt good. I think after this run we should point him in 2 weeks' time. There's an open intermediate at Plantation Horse Trials, which is usually a good course, not far from our place, and be a great competition just to gently scoot Donald back up to the higher levels of the competition. Got back to Pennsylvania in the beginning of March, and I don't know, Donald seems to like it better up north. Firstly, there's a lot more grass to eat, which is something we've got to watch, because Donald's a big boy, but the gallops are much better, and we've got a good cross country course and a lot of hills and stuff like that. And, I don't know, he just seems like he's in better spirits. He's been very healthy. We've had the vet check him over, and he seems in good nick. I didn't quite trust him at the show jumping course, so in hindsight I probably overrode him a bit. Sometimes when Donald's a bit fresh, he starts thinking about everything else other than the jump, so often you'll see me after the jump sort of spur him and sprint him away a little bit, just to make sure that he's in front of me and concentrating. But to be honest, the course was really easy for him. It was easy work. It was quite small. It was a preliminary level, and he could jump about 6 holes higher. I was sort of using this weekend more of a fitness run and a bit of a competition to blow the cobwebs off him, and it worked out well. The ground was very good for the cross country. We had a fair bit of rain yesterday and last night, so the footing was very, very good and soft. And then, as you can see, the dressage and show jumping rings are synthetic footing, so it's actually a really good competition. So I think we'll put Donald in the Open Intermediate in 2 weeks' time at Plantation, and then after that we should maybe do another intermediate or find an advance. I'll just see how he feels around the intermediate, make sure that whichever direction we go with Donald, with selling him or keep going with him, that we put him in competitions that he's successful at. By saying that, he sometimes it doesn't matter really what level he is. He is very, very sort of brave and confident. He's well educated over all the jumps and the movements in the dressage and the show jumping. It's just making sure that his mind's on the job. But at the moment, everything seems like it's rocking and rolling again, which is fantastic with him. And after a bit of a sluggish start to the year, we'll feel like we're back in business, and Donald's humming along well.
Clear 15, if you want it.